enough procrastinating. Let's do this. Alright folks, welcome back to yet another edition of Odyssey Life. I'm Bernie, this is the Odyssey Life Garage, and we got VP Racing fuel. That means we're going for the first fire today. So sit back, throw your seatbelt on and your wrist restraints, because it's going to be a wild ride. Yep guys, you heard it. We got some VP Racing fuel premix. It says 40-1, which is a little light on the oil for what we want. So I went ahead and threw a little bit more in to make it 32-1, which seems to be the recommended mixture these days with the modern synthetic two-stroke oils. The original mix was 20-1, but I found when we first fired this thing up, when I first got it, the 20-1 was just way too rich on the oil. So I went ahead already and I got our fuel system already done. We're gonna just be running this into the can of fuel. We have our Platinum Full Synthetic 10W40 Pennzoil for the crankcase oil, and to top off the transmission, we're gonna make sure that we get some fresh oil in that too. And guys, the most embarrassing part is our aftermarket exhaust was the correct exhaust and I was backwards. I had this, and in fact I'm pretty sure the man that let me know that I did it wrong was the DG rep that I spoke to on the phone. He left a comment and said that I put this piece on backwards, which I did. I had that end in here and it made it stick out phallically, if you know what I mean. And I flipped it around, pushed it up in, and it fit perfect. I do have to get some bolts, because these bolt on with nuts and bolts and washers, and I got some in the car. I just didn't get them yet. So let me get those bolts. We'll get this exhaust button down, and then we'll get to priming our fuel system. Or first we'll get to putting our oil in, then we'll get to priming our fuel system, and we're going to let this baby sing. Now all we're going to do is we're going to put these springs on the exhaust. I had bolts in the car, but they were too big. They were too big diameter. I grabbed the wrong one, so I have a little C-clamp right here that clamped the exhaust to the frame. And then there's only one more bolting mounting point, and that's on the silencer in the back. So I'm going to go ahead, put these springs on. There's 5 springs with the DG exhaust system. 2 here, 1 under here, 1 on top, and 1 in the back for the silencer. And I have the one on the back and the silencer on already. There. Alright, that's our exhaust. It looks really good, doesn't it? I love shininess. I guess I'm gonna take this moment. I haven't spoken about anything that I had done with this engine since, actually never. I never said what I had done to this engine. When I was speaking to Joe at Odd ATV right after we dropped the last video, and he said that he wanted to know the specifications and the part number for the intake that I used, because he wanted to find a replacement for the FL350 stock manifold. Well, I guess he wasn't aware that I'm running a 39mm carburetor, and he said, actually he was shocked, because as far as everything that I've read, it's the biggest carburetor you can put on an FL350. And he said, well, you know, why would you run such a big carburetor? And I'm like, because this engine is one step away from being big bored. It's bored out 1mm from its service limit of 82.5 millimeters. It's been ported, polished, has a Wiseco racing piston, 39 millimeter Kehin carburetor with a hot foot moto 36 millimeter intake boot off of a 1979 Honda Ellisnor CR250. That's the intake boot that I used, and it will fit right on and line right up. If you're running a larger carburetor, you can use the intake boot or the intake from a 1979 Honda CR250 Ellisnor. And we're running that with the 94C Comet Duster clutch that's been modified with the DG exhaust and silencer. I would like to run 110 octane Klotz racing fuel with Motul fully synthetic 2-stroke oil. That's what I would like to run in this. That's what I plan on running. I just couldn't have some available for today. Alright, so that's what we have done to our machine. I said I wanted to keep it mostly stock. I meant looks wise. Everything underneath its pretty facade is everything but stock. I've been told by the people in the race industry that with this setup, wouldn't be surprised if we can pull the front wheels up off the ground. So it's definitely going to be very fast, very fast. So okay, well, let's get some balancing oil and transmission oil in this bad boy so we can get to hearing some 2-stroke goodness. Alright folks, what you have in the middle of your screen there is the balancing oil fill port for the FL350. It's almost exactly like a lawnmower. You unscrew it and there's a little dipstick. If you can see the dipstick, I'm pretty sure that it's not labeled with fill or anything else. I'm gonna assume we want to get it in this area right here, between here and here. The conversation I had about this, I was told, because the factory defect, anybody that owns an Odyssey knows when they've had to replace their starter, that the stock one is filled with oil. And that's because the FL350 has extreme crankcase pressure, and Honda didn't have forward thinking in the fact of they have the breather over here for the vacuum for the fuel, but they didn't ever like drill and tap and put a breather with a catch can. And that's what's recommended. I was recommended to have my block drilled and tapped and put a fitting in to run a breather with a catch can, but I'd already had the engine rebuilt and put back together, and I don't know, I didn't do it. When it's in neutral or park and it's just idling, it's not oiling. So right now I have the 350 up on jack stands. The back tires are rolling freely, so when we start this, we're gonna idle it in gear so everything is oiling properly. So if you look in your FL350 manual, it says that the balancing oil is 10W40, as with the same with the transmission oil. I have the funnel right here, and we're gonna give her a pour. So we're just gonna periodically, we're gonna pour it in, and then we're gonna check the dipstick, because is what prompted this whole project was, oh yeah, okay, we're full. We are full. So I'd say about a half a quart. Wow, I didn't realize it to take so little. Let me grab the cap. Alright, so we'll just do this a little bit at a time. I guess we'll just fill it till we see it coming out the transmission fill hole. That's what I'm thinking. I say in this case, oh, there we go. Let me catch it. We're dripping. How much are we gonna get on the floor? Oh, we didn't get much on the floor. Yeah, let me stick my finger in there. We have transmission fluid right there. If you stick your finger in, it's right there. See? You see my finger? Hello. So yeah, our transmission is full. Go ahead, throw our cap back on. I'm going to grab a paper towel real quick and wipe up this extra oil that's spilled on the back of our transmission here. Before we get to the first fire, guys, I wanted to introduce you to the newest addition to the Odyssey Life Garage. Meet our garage grill, affectionately known as GG. And as you can see, it's a Weber. She was stored in a storage unit. Somebody left her behind. She does need some tender loving care, and we're gonna call this the Odyssey Life Custom Grill Series. You know, and it's just gonna be a short series of us blowing this grill apart, getting her cleaned up. And if the Custom Grill Series sounds good to you, and you like to eat grilled meat, then you should probably subscribe, because we just probably became best friends. And if you want to see the Custom Grill Series, go ahead and hit that like button and leave a comment and tell me how excited you are. Alright, let's get to our first fire. Guys, my heart's racing a million miles an hour. I can't sit still. I am freaking out, man. Yes, you are freaking out, man. This is like the culmination of all our hard work comes down to this moment right here. Who's excited? Can I get a hell yeah? Okay, I got the key. I'm gonna switch it to on, engine run. We got lights, so we're good there. I'm gonna pull the choke. I'm gonna go ahead and blow on our can to get some fuel to come up. We got fuel in the carburetor, gentlemen. Did you see that? This is an easy way to prime your fuel system. If you can't get fuel to your pump, put an air wand on a rag and stuff it in the hole of your tank and blow. Alright, enough procrastinating. Let's do this. Alright, let's try it again. Alright, let's check for spark. Let's see if we have spark, gentlemen. With the new spark plug, I thought we'd be alright. Alright, let's check for spark. Yeah, we have spark. We definitely have spark. Good spark, too. Good white hot spark. So that means we're probably adjusted a little too far out on our carburetor. I'm gonna go ahead and put it back to the stock setting like I should have in the beginning. Should have left it on the stock setting, because they are the Kehin carburetors are really good right out of the box, and lucky for me I remember the setting. So hey, everything can't be easy peasy, right? You gotta have trials and tribulations. If every day was a sunny day, you'd never appreciate them. Gotta have the rain. And it's always a pain in the butt to get my big hands down here. And I can't see that screw. There. That's the stock setting. Alright, let's go for it again, gentlemen. Oh, gotta hook your spark plug up. See, I got all ahead of myself. We're gonna be triumphant. I know we are. We got air, we got spark. We just gotta make sure we have fuel. Alright, let's do this. Take two. I have our choke open. Choke open, it's on run, we have spark. Uh-oh, did you hear that? Let's take the choke off. We had a pop. All right. Yes. Yes. Oh my goodness, guys, did you hear that? It was amazing. Oh my goodness. Oh, my heart's beating 1,000,000 miles an hour. Yes, yes. Oh man, you guys, it sounded so good. Oh my God, let's start it again. Let's see if we can get this carburetor adjusted so it idles. Let me go ahead and just turn our screw in just a little bit for our idle. All right, let's start her up. On, run. Oh, I had it in gear. Sorry, guys. When you idle your Odyssey, have it on jack stands and have it in gear so everything's oiling. It doesn't oil when it's in neutral idling. Which reminds me, another thing. We need our fan. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just so excited. I'm making a mess everywhere. I can't believe it. All this is happening today. All right. I hope you can hear over the noise of the fan. So let's give her a start. How's that sound to you guys? I think it's idling a little slow though. Guys, that sounds so good. It sounded so good. Let's start her back up. Look at that. Okay, guys. Oh, man. We've accomplished our mission. Unbelievable, gentlemen. Unbelievable. I am so happy. Where to start? Oh, man. I didn't think it was going to run, but we got it. It starts. She fires, man. Unbelievable. The smell in this garage, it smells so good. I wish you guys were here to smell it. I really do. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our first fire. We're so excited. I mean, there's so much work to do now, because now I want to ride it. Now I want to ride. I want to feel that power under my butt, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, fellas, fellow Americans. This is a momentous moment. This thing hasn't run in a year and a half, and she breathed life. So let me get the tripod set up. We'll do an outro, and then, I don't know, we're going to get busy because I'm ready to ride. Give me a second. All right, guys. How about that? We got two-stroke smoke in the air. We got to hear the brap, brap of the Odyssey fire up. I'm still speechless. I can't believe it. At first, I didn't think, I thought we were still going to have a problem, to be honest. I didn't think it was going to fire up, even though we had spark. Everybody that owns an Odyssey knows these things are elusive and finicky. But she performed great for us today. She fired up. We'll get that carburetor dialed in, get her idling just fine. I don't have the digital tack to check our RPMs and you know, get everything dialed in. I just wanted to give you guys the first fire, and I wanted the first fire. I needed it. I know you needed it. And if that excited you and FL350 content and the brap of a good two-stroke pipe is like what you like to hear, then go ahead, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment. Don't forget, our social media links are always in the description, as well as a Gmail address so you can contact me directly. And I do respond, like I always say. And don't forget about the man, the myth, the legend, Joe over there at ATV. We can't ever do anything without Joe. Big thanks to Joe for helping out with this project. Continued support. He did send us some stickers, and you'll see them in another video. So check him out, oddatv.com. As I say, it's ODDATV.com for all your NOS and OEM Odyssey parts, your Comet clutches, and he does sell parts for other machines. So go ahead, check him out, oddatv.com. So I guess until next week, guys, I'm going to be kicking butt, taking names, and I'm going to be getting around everything we need to do to get this thing all buttoned up back together for the big reveal. So I guess if you want to, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, and I'll see you next week.